Now, KZN is beginning to fix and upgrade the roads in the province, especially off the back of the damage from those devastating floods all those weeks ago. Let's head back down to KZN now, where we find my colleague Manqoba Mchunu joining us here on All Angles. Hello to you, Manqoba. So apart from the actual repairing of the roads, which we're going to talk about in a moment, we're now into the phase of talking about jobs that are created as a result of this as well. What have you got for us?
Well, certainly, Gareth, we are here in Umbumbulu, where the provincial government has launched its accelerated recovery and rehabilitation program. And this really is looking at trying to fix some of those roads that are damaged during the floods, but also looking at other roads that need rehabilitation, that need to be reconstructed, to try and perhaps speed up that process for those communities that have not had proper roads here in the province. And just a few moments ago, the Premier, Sihle Zikalala, as well as the MEC for Transport, doing a third sawing ceremony here on the P725 road, which links Umbumbulu to Umlazi and other areas here in the south of Durban. And they are hoping, of course, that this road will be used by communities here who have not had proper roads for many of those years. But of course, as you speak about job creation, that's one of the aspects that come with this particular project. We do know that about 140 jobs will be created just with this project alone that is being launched. And we are on phase one of the project, which is expected to take place soon. We do know that there has been a contractor that has been appointed to deal specifically or to construct this particular road. But joining me now, Gareth, is the MEC of Transport here in the province, Peggy. Let's start with this particular project and what you are hoping it will achieve for these communities.
Indeed, we woke up this morning full of enthusiasm as the provincial government of KwaZulu-Natal, and knowing that we had committed to our people that we'll deliver services to them in order for them to get a better life. We are here today to say we are starting to build this road. We'll construct this road. It's called P725. It has never ever enjoyed a situation whereby the government has actually put on a blacktop on this road, but for the first time in history, our commuters here, the road users, will be using a tarred road for the first time. It falls under eThekwini Metro. It's in Ward 100. This project will actually create a number of jobs. There are more than 300 jobs that are going to be created through the construction of this road. And we are also promoting involvement of local entities. It's not only the big contractors that are supposed to benefit from the construction of this road, but even local enterprises should actually benefit. We are prioritizing young people, women, people with disabilities, and of course military veterans. If there are military veterans in this area, they must also benefit. We are not only focusing in eThekwini Metro, we will be proceeding to other areas. Last week we went to Umdoni, that municipality falls under Ugu district municipality. Yesterday we had a meeting with other local leaders from eNCA district municipality. We will also be constructing roads in the area of Nkandla, in the area of Mthonjaneni, and in other areas which were hardest hit by the flooding that happened in April, and the other one that happened in May this year.
Let's talk about that, MEC, because we know that several roads have been destroyed. And in fact, I think it goes up to 4 billion, the budget that you had put aside to try and fix some of these roads. How far is that process? Are we seeing any improvement in terms of the pace that you're moving into fixing some of these roads?
We actually started by conducting assessments, working together with SANRAL, because SANRAL is the state agency that falls under the National Department of Transport. transport. So we have now completed the process of conducting assessments of all the damage that happened in our province. There are a number of culverts, the low-lying bridges that had collapsed. There are a number of roads that are not traversable at all right now. We started by utilizing our own internal resources. We have our own fleet, we have our own human capital, so we started utilizing our own internal capacity, and then we will be appointing our external entities to also participate in the reconstruction of our roads and bridges in the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
How long are we looking at MEC in terms of fixing some of the road infrastructure that was badly damaged? You speak of the N2, the N3 and the likes. We know that Central is also involved in this program, but is there a particular time frame? Because communities are really waiting. They do know that the floods had caused this damage, but they want to know when the roads will be fixed.
Actually, there is that part next to Mkababa that was damaged during the April flooding, but it is people can now travel, cars can now travel on that road. Of course, it will take time for us to fix that particular national road, the N2, because the damage that happened there is really extensive, and people should be tolerant with us and be patient, because it might take even a year in order for us to fix that particular one. Of course, it's difficult for me to indicate as to how much time will it take for us to fix all damaged roads and bridges in the province. It might take a year, it might take 2 years, but we will try to up the ante and make sure that we fast track the service delivery to our communities.
And just lastly, MEC, when we talk about, of course, the issue of roads here, there is an investment that is in the pipeline to actually fix all of this damaged infrastructure in the province. Tell us more about that multi-million rand investment.
Of course, we are still expecting some financial injection from the National Disaster Management Center. As I have already indicated, we conducted the assessments of all roads and bridges in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and we submitted to the National Disaster Management Center. They are also checking whether what we had submitted could be accurate or inaccurate, so they will make a determination and then do the allocation that is expected. So according to us, our estimates were around 5.6 billion rands. It was just an estimated amount. We don't really know as to how much exactly will be allocated for the damages that happened in our province.
Has there been any indication when that money is going to come through from national?
Not yet, but we do meet every Tuesday and every Thursday. We might be getting some response perhaps tomorrow. Just for now, I do not have any response.
Okay, thank you very much. That was MEC Peggy Nkonyeni, just giving us a sense of the work that still needs to be done, Gareth, when it comes to repairing some of the infrastructure that was destroyed here during the floods. Of course, it runs to the tune of 5.6 billion rand, as you've heard the MEC alluding to that fact. But of course, she says that up until now, they still haven't received those monies that were promised by national government, and they're hoping that they will actually receive these monies to help perhaps fast track this process of rehabilitation and recovery in the province following those deadly floods.
Yeah, and the problem is it's all about the money at the moment. Where is the money? Why is the money not arrived at all yet? That's the issue we are focusing on as well. Manqoba Mchunu for us out in KZN. So roads can be